Hey guys, Fran here with Officially Fran, and today it's time to do a walkthrough of our newly installed high tunnel. So I'm going to show you all of the features and tell you why I went with the company that I went with. Hi, I'm Officially Fran, and let me take you on a tour of our new 30 by 72 high tunnel. This high tunnel was sponsored by USDA NRCS high tunnel program, which is a grant that allows you to get a high tunnel to extend your growing season on your farm. I guess that's the best way to say it without being all technical. I will link in the description about the USDA's high tunnel program, and you can read up on it for yourself, or you can also go and check out my other video telling you how to get ready for next year and the year after that to get yourself a high tunnel. We purchased our high tunnel from Nifty Hoops. The number one reason we purchased our high tunnel from Nifty Hoops is because they are located here in Michigan, right in Ann Arbor. They are probably 10 to 15 miles away from our home. We have a man door, so you can walk through. We have two, I can't remember what the size is, but this is a roll-up door. There's one here and there's one on the other side. That is a roll-up door. All you do is roll it up and attach it with the Velcro strips. Before we go in, let's go through the things on the outside. So we have two louvers, one at this end and one at the other end. We'll talk more about that later. We have automatic roll-up sides. We'll also touch on that later. We have double poly with the air fan in there that keeps air in between the two pieces of plastic. These are wind ropes. They're installed to keep wind from getting up under the side flaps. There is wood baseboards. These are untreated. We'll worry about treating those later ourselves. Now the other side of the high tunnel looks exactly the same. Again, there's the roll up, there's the wind flaps, there's the boards. You can see the bubble in the roof from the double layer of poly. Because we live in Michigan, one of the things that was important to us was the truss and purlin system up here to make sure it can handle the snow load. So we have this pipe that's going across. Then you have the pipe from here up there attaching to the ridge of the roof beams. You have these side pieces that are holding that, and then in between each one of those, so everything is tied together. We think that that's stronger for our climate, again, which is why we purchased from Nifty Hoops here in Michigan, because they understand what we need in this Michigan, area. With the features we have installed, this high tunnel needs power. It needs power for the fan that blows the air between the two pieces of poly, which is done. The fan blows it from one side. There is a very small piece up there at the top, the black piece. I think I called it a hopper before that, but it's a jumper, and it jumps the air from that side over to that side so that the other side of the high tunnel can get some air. Our end wall, like I said, we have the man door, but it is automatically framed for another man door there if we wanted to add a second one. When we go down to the other end, it's framed exactly like the front. So again, there's the roll-up door, but then it's framed. So if you wanted to put another man door, you can put it there, or you can put it there. It's already framed for it. Same thing, we got the louver in the back. We also have the automatic roll-up sides, as well as the automatic open and close louvers. So all of those things need power. We don't have power back here. So we are putting it, well, we have a solar system that I'm working on right now. But right now, only one panel, 100 watts, is plugged up. The only thing that's constantly running is that fan, and that fan takes 6 watts of power. The side curtains, the fan, and the louvers, if they were all working together, would take 236 watts. But they're not all always working together. So the one thing that Nifty Hoops told us is that in setting our thermometers to set the roll up sides and the louvers off from each other about 2 to 3 degrees. That way, if it gets hot in here, one opens and then the other one opens, as opposed to both of them just opening up at the same time. And so that's how we had it set. Now, I just opened that door, which really kind of cools it off in here because it was kind of warm. It's about 75 degrees today. But as you can see, those louvers are open. Now, that is because I have the temperature set at 76. So if I turn the, let me think if I turn the temperature up or down. I think that if I turn the temperature up to like 80, because it's not 80 in here, the louvers should close. So I'm going to do that right now. Right. This way you can see the louver and you can see the side curtains. Let me try to get this to work. Okay. So as you can see, the louvers just opened up. The thermostats, or the whatever, yeah, the thermostats are hanging down so that you can reach them. But this one here is for the side curtain. So what I'm going to do is adjust the temperature out of whack with what it is in here so that the side curtains open on their own. The automatic louvers and the automatic side curtains is that once the temperatures are set on those, we don't have to come back here and open up our sides or close our sides. Based on the temperature, they will open themselves, they will close themselves, and the same with the louvers. They will open up and close up. So what we have it set at is for the louvers to act first, because that could relieve some of the hot air out of here. And once the louvers do what it's doing, temperature settles, the curtains will decide if it's reaching its temperature, and then the curtains will open. Same thing in reverse. If the air gets cooler in here, the louvers will close. Nope, I think the curtains will go first then. But either way it go, they do it for us. That is another reason that we went with Nifty Hoops. The louvers are standard, but the automatic curtains are not. You can get the crank, but there's a little bit of an upgrade to get the automatic curtains. I think that that's pretty much it of the inside of this high tunnel. I think I went over everything. Roll up doors, man doors, automatic curtains, louvers, thermostats, double layer poly with the air in between to give it an insulation feature to it. And oh, the other thing, let me give you this. I forgot about this. When we bring the bar down, when we bring this bar down, there are these locks here so that you can actually lock the bar up if it's going to be like high winds. This comes down on a Velcro, and there's also a channel right here. So if we know that there's going to be very high winds, we can bring this down and put wiggle wire in it, which will absolutely secure it down as opposed to just the Velcro. Let me give you a quick spin around. This is my attempt to build a stand for my solar panels. Not done yet. And as you can see, instead of it just being one continuous piece of plastic from the top all the way down, the top plastic ends here. And then from there on, there is a different poly here. So it's not clear. It's a heavier, I don't know what it's called. I'm sure it's in the material. Go to their website. But the roof stops up there at the top, and then the side walls is a different material. The side walls and the end walls are made out of the same material, which is this stuff here. Again, on this side, there's that other man door. This one, we actually do have it locked into place. Both of these are down and locked. So on the Velcro, come around this side. Now our fence is not straight. So what I had him do is, instead of going off of the fence, we had him put the hoop house up straight as opposed to straight with the fence. That way this would be, I don't know, it just made more sense instead of going crooked with it. But I did want to have some room on the side so that I can come all the way around here. This will allow us some other area to plant in, you know, water catchment. We can get on the side of it. I didn't want it flat up against the fence. So you can see just how unstraight that fence is. Come on the inside, and you just got space. I was starting to lay out my rows right there, and you might not be able to tell, but if you look ever so softly over here, the side curtains are in the process of opening. And they open really, really slow, but as you can see, that gap is getting wider and wider. Let me show you on the other side. Maybe you can see it better from here. The curtains are opening. When I tell you those curtains are slow as a turtle. This video is not sponsored by Nifty Hoops. That is the company that we chose. They're located in Ann Arbor. They were local. We decided to go with them. We also really liked the features that they had. We know that our high tunnel can handle the snow. The items that are extra on other high tunnels is a standard feature at Nifty Hoops. We did what was called a community build. A community build is when Nifty Hoops sends out 2 employees, basically giving you 16 hours worth of guidance, consult, and help. And then you as the consumer get your crew of people together. You want to have somewhere between 5 or more if possible. You don't want too many and everybody's in the way, but you don't want it to be too less. The temperature is rising and stuff in here, y'all, so the curtains and everything doing what it want to do. And it's funny to me. But you get your team of people together, and then what they do is they spend the day helping you put your high tunnel, helping you install your high tunnel. Our high tunnel was installed in 1 day. We are back and forth on how long it took, but it took somewhere between the 7 and 8 hour mark, and we were done. That's another thing that our high tunnel has. The electrical conduit that connects everything in here is installed in this gray pipe, which runs from one end all the way to the other end. And so it has boxes. We have the covers for the boxes if we choose to use them. That was another feature, having the conduit run from one end to the next and not just having cable or something like that. So I forgot to add that in. We happened to be building our high tunnel on one of the days that was high winds, which is not always recommended, but our crew was able to pull it off. I will link that video somewhere in the description for you. And at some point I'll get the entire install video uploaded, but it's so many pieces to it. It was absolutely amazing to see. First of all, it was amazing that we got it done in 1 day. I can tell you that if it wasn't for Nifty Hoops staff being here building with us in this community build, there's no way that we would have stuck with it and been done in a day. It probably would have took us anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months, because we would have come back here and we would have done one thing and one thing and one thing, but they were on it. They were guiding everybody. There was a point in while we were building these bowls, there was another crew over here setting the posts. As soon as they were setting the posts, they were putting up the side pieces and getting the boards under the bottom. So it all just worked like this nice dance. By the time the posts were in the ground, the side, I think those are called purlins or something, and the boards were down, we had bowls that were built and we were coming over and setting bowls in place. So it was really something to see. Again, I can't believe we got it done in 1 day. And yeah, so far we are super happy. We are super happy with the service that we got from Nifty Hoops. And we're just ready to get in here and start planting. I think that is it for now, because I got to get back to hooking up this solar system so that we can keep everything in here running while we have a nice day. If you have any questions or comments, drop them below. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.